Hi everyone, welcome to episode 91 of Nintendo Unleashed. We have switched out of Nintendo Undead mode. We are no longer scary. We're now preparing for the turkey. But we've no themed episode this week. Hopefully we have a Thanksgiving themed episode later this month. But I'm here with Connor. Hey Connor.
Hi there.
And we've got not a ton of news this week. It might be a shorter episode, just a prediction. We're going to be mainly talking about the Animal Crossing Direct, as well as Miitopia and some rumors about Wii U production. As well as another tiny Switch rumor. And if you haven't listened before, Nintendo Unleashed is Blazekick's weekly Nintendo podcast where we go through the latest news, rumors, etc., and give our thoughts. And as always, we're going to start out by discussing what we've been playing this week. Connor, I'll let you start.
So, same as last week for the most part. Love Live Pokemon Go. I finished Mario 3D Land. And I also played New Leaf.
Oh, yeah.
There was an update, which we'll get more into later, but I played a bit of New Leaf. Luckily, Cody didn't move out, so I was really scared about that. But he loves me too much, I guess.
Yep. I had some heartbreak, which I'll talk about in a minute with New Leaf. And that's it for you for this week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So I also played New Leaf, but before I get into that, I played World of Goo, which you love that game just as much as I do, right? I think you love World of Goo. I know you love Little Inferno.
I like World of Goo. I haven't really played it enough, though.
Oh, okay. But so you're more of a Little Inferno fan then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's Studio. Well, so this was originally 2D Boy, then they changed to, I guess, Tomorrow Corporation. I love most of their stuff. Human Resource Machine didn't click with me as much, mainly because I thought I had a much steeper learning curve than their other games. The thing I really like about Little Inferno is, anyone can beat it, but it's difficult to master the combos.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with Human Resource Machine, it's incredibly difficult to even beat. World of Goo was tough, but it struck for me a better balance than Human Resource Machine. It didn't feel too accessible to me personally. But I was playing that. I was originally thinking I wanted to play it on Steam, so I re-downloaded it on there. I downloaded on my phone, way too small of a screen to play that game. Way too small. Bad idea. And I ended up playing the WiiWare version, which I think is the best version. And that was an interesting process for me because I had to go into Wii mode and then SD card menu. Because the weird thing for me is I've tried to load up games in there before, but every time I've tried to load up a game on the SD card menu on Wii mode, it always says, this game cannot be ran on this Wii console, which is so weird. It seems like such a strange message. It almost seems like I hacked it or something, but I didn't. I have all the games legitimately, but I found that the issue was I had to re-download the games to the Wii system memory to launch them, which was no big deal because I was able to re-download for free.
Yeah.
So
it's weird though.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. And in settings, I couldn't even transfer it to the Wii system data. I had to re-download it. But whatever, it wasn't a big deal. I've been worrying about that for 4 years, and I finally figured it out. So, and it was funny, I actually went into the Wii, there's a manual for Wii mode inside the Wii U, and that was actually one of their frequently asked questions. I'm seeing this error, what do I do? And it's oh wait, I'm having that exact problem. So I got that sorted. And in New Leaf, we're going to talk a little bit more about the demo in a little bit, but my saddest moment was my favorite villager is Mitzi the cat. And she moved out a while ago from me. And when I went to the, I guess the town center, I don't know what that area is called, just maybe the plaza or something. I saw her walking around shopping. I'm wait a minute, because I guess she maybe other animals come to visit or something.
Yeah, they've moved out. There's a chance they'll spawn up there.
Yeah, so I was wait, did I dream that she moved out? But yeah, I talked to her and she said, she was visiting, and I was so sad when I was reminded about that.
Better get her amiibo card.
I know. I need, because now I can get her to move in permanently, and I can kick out anyone who I don't like. So that's it for what we've been playing. We're gonna go into more depth on the updates when we talk about the Animal Crossing Direct. But first, I'm gonna go through the Nintendo downloads this week. There is some really good stuff on the Virtual Console, I think. On the Wii U, we have Twisted Fusion. I just want to talk about this game because this is a platform-type shooter, which has been a long time in the making, funded in Kickstarter over 2 years ago. I'm not personally interested, but maybe check it out because I think the developers put a lot of love into it. On the Wii U Virtual Console, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. This is the Wii version of the game. And And people really love the GameCube version of this game for its unique control scheme, which utilized the bongos. I don't know if the Wii version utilizes the Wii Remote Nunchuck to the same extent. Reading this, it says it introduced analog control for movement with occasional motion control. So maybe it might not be the same degree, but either way, like this is regarded as one of the best Donkey Kong games and one of the best games on GameCube. Actually, it was actually made by the GameCube original was actually the debut project for Nintendo E80 Tokyo 1, which is the Mario Galaxy team.
Hype.
So this was actually their first game, and it shows people really love it. It's kind of feels like a cult classic because not that many people talk about it, but the people who do talk about it really love it. I've never played it, but I might try it out this way because I don't think I'll be able to get the bongos anywhere. Also, a new Virtual Console, Mario Hoops 3-on-3 for the DS. I've never played this one. Have you played this one? I haven't really seen strong opinions either way on this game. You?
I think I rented it when Blockbuster was still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't remember much about it, though.
I mean, I guess if you like Mario Basketball, I mean, I think the only other place where Mario Basketball happened was Mario Sports Mix, right?
Yeah, and both games were made by Square Enix, and both games have Final Fantasy characters in them.
Mm-hmm.
So
kind of a weird niche.
If you want to play basketball with Mario and Final Fantasy characters and don't have Mario Sports, isn't that also on Wii?
Mario, it's Mario Sports Mix is also on the Virtual Console. Honestly, you might just want to get that because this version doesn't have the multiplayer, which was obviously a big part of the DS original being like a sports game and all.
And you also get volleyball, dodgeball, and hockey.
Exactly. And actually, I don't know if the online stuff works. Probably not. We still get local multiplayer.
Hockey's trash in that game though.
I remember I rented that from GameFly. That was the first game I got from there. And continuing on, Hyrule Warriors DLC. I believe this is the final DLC, at least for now. Who knows if they'll do more? I kind of doubt it. They've done so much at this point. This is the Link Between Worlds pack, which I believe it includes both Yuga and Ravio as playable characters. Rest in peace, the Gru stream, though. But still, I really like both these characters. I won't be picking this up just because this game is not really my jam. But I still think it's cool that these characters are here.
I think Cruz might have a chance because this game was pretty well received, and I didn't look at sales, but I'd imagine it sold decently well, or they might be willing to port it to the Switch and then give it more DLC.
Oh, that's true, yeah. That would be crazy. That would be like the 3rd edition, but hey, I guess that might start being a normal thing soon if Mario Maker comes to Switch as well.
Or they might even do a sequel. I'm not really sure with how the story went, how they could, but they might.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's it for DLC. On 3DS, well, okay, no, that Hyrule Warriors DLC you can get on both 3DS and Wii U. On 3DS eShop, Ice Station Z. This is an interesting game. It kind of seems ambitious. It sort of seems like an open world type game, except with incredibly simple graphics. Sort of like a survival type game. It appears to have some form of multiplayer. Unclear whether it's online or local. It's only $4, so this is the kind of strange part. A lot of people have been talking about it just because, again, it seems very ambitious despite the simple graphics. So no reviews yet, actually, but hey, maybe I'll check it out at that price point. And Mario Party Star Rush full game download will be available by the time you're listening to this. It is a $40 download, and this game's interesting because the best way to play might be only one person buys it and then the others download. I think it's called like the Mario Party Star Rush Guest Edition from the eShop, which I believe is a free download. It sounds like that's the best way to play, and it's the full multiplayer game, not just the simple downgraded version. So that's actually really cool. I think like if you have 4 friends who have a 3DS, like if you guys happen to be Mario Party fans for some reason, you can, I guess, all chip in $10. It seems like a cool feature. I feel like reviews are out. Didn't reviews come out for this game already? I feel like I remember reading them a few weeks ago.
I don't remember seeing anything.
Oh yeah. No, there's reviews for this. Nintendo Life says 7. So not really a big surprise. It seems okay. maybe better than 10 at least. But yeah, if you want some Mario Party on the go, check that out. So that's it for the Nintendo download this week. Pick of the week. I would probably say Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to vouch for Mario Hoops. I don't know about the quality of Twisted Fusion, and Ice Station Z could really be garbage, and I don't want to give it to DLC. So I'm going to say Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. If you enjoy, the Donkey Kong Country games, then I would definitely probably take a look. It's $20 as a Wii download on Wii U. So anyway, before we get into the Animal Crossing Direct, we have a quick strange tidbit. Connor, you can explain this bizarre occurrence.
So a couple weeks ago, it was announced the Deadpool director wasn't working on Deadpool 2, which caused, I actually don't know. I was going to say caused a bunch of worries, but I have no idea.
It seemed,
people even cared.
I think there was some worry.
Okay. Yeah. But we now have what this director is working on next, and that is the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Woo!
Yeah, so this is funny because Sonic is obviously a family-friendly ordeal, whereas Deadpool is, far from that. Now, obviously, this is not the first time a director of a more adult-oriented film would direct a children's movie, but it's still funny given the extreme nature of Deadpool. I think, Connor, I remember you saw that recently-ish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we all understand that is no children's movie. The people who don't understand that are probably all the parents who took their kids to see it, thinking it was going to be another happy-go-lucky Marvel film. But nope, because ratings don't mean anything. So, really not much to say here. We just wanted to mention it because we thought it was kind of funny. Probably actually good news for the Sonic movie. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know the director's name, but having seen Deadpool, I absolutely love that movie. So who knows? This movie could be pretty hilarious. I mean, the Sonic Boom cartoon does have its funny moments. I haven't watched any, but I've seen a ton of screen caps with the captions and stuff. So
yeah,
they could potentially have something funny in their hands here. So I think that's about it for that piece of news. But anyway, so our main event this week, there was an Animal Crossing focused Nintendo Direct that happened on November, I believe it was the 2nd. And this was purely focused on the New Leaf update. Some were speculating that maybe it would include information on the mobile Animal Crossing game, which is set to release in early 2017, or news for a potential Animal Crossing game on the Nintendo Switch, but there was none of that, not even teased. And they didn't even tease connectivity with the mobile app for the update, but we'll just run through some of the main points. So the main thing they're sort of touting here is the Amiibo functionality. I didn't get a full understanding of it. It sounds like with only Amiibo cards, you can get people to move into your village.
Specific Amiibo, because the Callie Marie cosplayers, as well as all the Zelda guys, you can get to move in. But,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But and I don't think the normal Inklings will make anyone move in though.
And I'm assuming the regular Animal Crossing characters wouldn't, like Tom Nook and stuff. Like, they obviously can't move, right?
Yeah, they give you items.
Okay, but I would imagine like all the, I don't want to say generic, but the standard villagers can all move in, right? That are on the cards.
I think so.
Okay, yeah, no, that seems like it would make sense. So that's actually pretty cool. I didn't know you could have the Zelda people move. I thought they would only be in like the trailers. How does? Did you get an idea for that? How this works? Like, do they start in the trailer and then you convince them to move, like, for real? Like, how does that work?
I'm not totally sure because all I've done it with, you can only do one per day, and I just test it. I don't actually have. Well, I guess I could borrow my brother's Zelda amiibo, but I just tested with my Rossetti amiibo. So I got Rossetti in the camper, so I don't know how you convince them to move. I'd assume it's similar to the tent from basically the start of New Leaf.
Right. So that seems interesting. I haven't tested the amiibo functionality yet because I've yet to see that little wisp dude, but I'm going to play the game tonight.
Yeah,
so
he was really annoying to activate.
Hopefully he'll pop up for me tonight. We'll see.
Yesterday, I spent like 2 hours just wandering around And then this morning I got like halfway through watering all my flowers again when he
Oh dear,
finally
that's
popped.
loud. Got it. And so next, well, so basically we're going to talk more about the amiibo, I think a bit, because it ties into some of the mini games which have been added. But another interesting thing you can do is you can now sort of sell your town to Tom Nook. Basically, he will buy your town for what looks like, you know, a number of million bells. And what's interesting is it seems like your town has to be a certain prestige or something. Because I've seen people trying to sell their town and like Tom Nook won't accept it or something. So I think your town maybe has to reach a certain level or something like that. It's unclear to me the specific parameters. I was planning to maybe go with that route, but with the condition my town is in, I don't think that's realistic. But so be it. I guess that's a cool option for people who are actually good at the game. I'm not. If you can even be good at Animal Crossing, I guess you have to be. Additionally, all the weeds were automatically pulled. That's a minor thing, but it's, I think, a nice way to get people back in because it's never fun wandering around pulling every weed. When you come back to your town, it just looks disgusting. The campground area was added earlier. I mentioned some trailers, and that's where they live in the campground. You also have a new character. I forget what his name is, but he looks like a hippie.
It's Harv for short, or Harv for long.
Yeah, I saw that. Mm-hmm. So this is a new dog who's taken over the Animal Crossing Twitter account. And he resides in this little park, this little campground. I've yet to attend it, but it looks very cute. And I guess it's not part of your town, but it's a side area, sort of like the shopping center, but it's...
I don't know if it's like this for everyone, but for me, on the right side of the map near the middle, there's just like a giant hole in the mountain now, and you climb up there to get to it.
Okay. For me, it's on the left, so I guess maybe it varies for person to person.
You can also, in there's 2 spots for trailers. One of them is the holiday / event characters. So like Jingle or the Jack or the bug catcher lizard guy.
Right.
So all of them can be in one of them, and that changes daily, I think. And then the other's the amiibo one.
Got it. And so does that work? Do you need the Wisp to get amiibo in the trailer park, or is that separate?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I guess you scan, and I guess you can scan any amiibo. Like, would Tom Nook go in a trailer, or only the residents who would potentially move in?
I used Rossetti, and he went in the trailer, so I'm assuming anyone would.
Amiibo. Okay, that's cool.
He looks kind of weird, wearing casual clothing.
Oh, yeah, he's not in his underground form. He's like pants on or whatever.
Yeah, he's wearing like traditional Japanese clothing. Yeah. It's really weird.
I'm looking forward to try that. I don't have him, but I have some of the others. Apparently, scanning the villager amiibo gives you something. I don't know what though.
Oh.
I have that, so I'll check that out soon too. And there's also now these Meow coupons, which stands for, I think, mutual exchange of wealth, which I love. I think that's funny. And so you scan. Well, you earn these. It looks by doing what seems to be missions, maybe.
Yeah, they're like daily missions.
I didn't get to try any out, but you basically using these coupons. It looks like that's the way you buy stuff from the trailers.
So there's 2 daily and 2 weekly.
Oh, okay.
So and unfortunately, when you like clear them, you have to wait till the next cycle. So I cleared both my weekly ones, so I have to wait till next Monday for them to change.
Oh, okay. But the daily ones, I'm assuming, change like daily?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They're pretty easy. They're like catch a specific bug or go to the island and do a tour.
Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, I'll probably go for that because that's the only way you can essentially buy items from the people in the trailers, or the animals, I should say.
Also, when you scan an amiibo with Wisp, I don't know if this is just the first one, but he gave me 2.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's like each unique one you scan or something. That would be cool. But yeah, and also apparently you can exchange them for bells, like a certain set number of bells. So if you don't want any items but you want some bells, you should be set in that regard. So that looks cool. And also, I'll probably do this mainly because this is a good transition. They've added Puzzle League and Escape Desert Island, or Desert Island Escape minigames, one of which is brand new and one is ported from Amiibo Festival. And that, a lot of people say that's the best part of Amiibo Festival, or maybe even the only good part. And so the only way you can get those is using the Wii U or 3DS items, which I believe can only be found in the trailers.
Mhm.
And hence you need Meow coupons to get them. And from what I've heard, again, I'm not sure if this is true, but apparently if you scan any of the Animal Crossing amiibo figures, not the cards, but the figures, it sounds like they all maybe have either Wii U or 3DS. I read that somewhere. I haven't tested that
Corsetti
out.
did.
Oh, then maybe not. I would love to figure that out because I don't want to
check that right now, though.
Yeah, because I don't want to experimentally scan like that. Like really, that's the main item I want. I really just want to play Desert Island Escape. So yeah, and for those who don't know, Desert Island Escape is sort of like a pseudo Don't Starve, but with Animal Crossing people. Obviously, much more, kid friendly. You sort of have hexagonal tiles, so sort of like a Catan type board, where you're wandering, plundering this land, gathering resources, camping out for the night, deciding what to do for the next day. And Puzzle League is just, I'm assuming it's similar to Pokemon Puzzle League, which I've never played, but,
Scan amiibo to get power-ups.
Oh, in both, or just in the...
I only remember them mentioning that in Puzzle League. I don't remember. I'd assume you're able to use amiibo in Escape Desert Island, because you could in, obviously, Amiibo Festival.
Yeah, in Amiibo Festival, scanning them decided which, players you had.
Yeah, I don't recall.
I wonder if you need Amiibo at all to play that one. Hopefully not. But yeah, hopefully you can maybe pick which characters you play as if you have the Amiibo for them.
Well, there's double rainbow in my town.
Oh, nice good stuff.
Rossetti. Okay, I got stuck in a log. Hold on.
That's fine.
Rossetti. Load, please. Yeah, so Connor, he does not have a console.
Oh, that's
he has a TV.
Okay. Well, hopefully someone has already put together a guide or something. Because I'm curious. I want to look that up. I just want to play Desert Island Escape, like I said. But that's really it for the Animal Crossing update. I was kind of upset that there was. Oh, he does?
Yeah. If you go to, I don't see them anywhere, but if you go to order furniture, both the new 3DS and Wii U are in here.
So maybe they don't have them in their houses, but you can order them from all of them.
Well, we used 3 coupons, so.
Oh, wow. That's kind of a steal, right?
And new 3DS is also 3.
And don't you get 10 or 20 to begin with?
I don't remember exactly, but it's pretty easy to get 3.
Okay, so that's awesome. I'm actually going to do that as soon as we're done recording, because that's pretty cool. And so I'm assuming then you can do that from any of the Animal Crossing amiibo. Not sure if that applies to the cards.
I'll check the event persons, see if they're listed there.
Okay, cool. So anyway, basically, like I said earlier, we didn't get any details on the mobile game or Switch title. A lot of people sort of assumed, and myself included, the amount of new things which came to New Leaf sort of implies that maybe a Switch version won't be coming for a few years, just because, why do all this and then release a Switch version right after? It seems like they would want to save these features for the Switch version. So I guess maybe they've got, another thought I had is maybe they want to test these new features out on New Leaf and maybe tweak them for Switch to make an ultimate version or something. And I think I was mostly upset about not seeing the mobile app because that's, I think, coming out in the first, or before March, I should say. At this point, I'm kind of doubting it's going to have any connectivity with this update since they didn't mention it, and you would hope that in the direct detailing every component of the update, they would mention the mobile app, assuming there was connectivity, but it was not mentioned. So I guess it's, at this point, kind of fair to assume that the app might stand alone.
If it's related to this update, it'll be data mined anyway.
That's true. And the other thing worth noting is Japan's Direct was a bit unique because they got details on this strange Miitopia game, which is coming out next month in Japan, I think. Which was weird because we got the first footage out of it, and the game's only a month out. Connor and I both had a bit of a tough time deciphering the deal with this game. The vibe I got is that it's an ultimate super version, very in-depth version of the Find Me game and Street Pass Me Plaza, where you're doing an RPG type gameplay, except now with more moves and things happening outside of battle. It seems like there's kind of some interaction between your cast as opposed to just battling and teaming up. And there's a direct coming specifically for that game on November 5th in Japan. It's unclear. I mean, Nintendo America has said nothing, so it's unclear if we'll ever get this game. I would imagine maybe we'll get it sometime in 2017, or yeah, 2017. It's just weird because there's never been at least to the best of my knowledge, like never a me-focused game, which is only launched in one territory.
Wii
kind of
Chess?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it only launched in Europe.
Oh, that's weird. Did it have like the Mii's and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bizarre.
Yeah, it's official. It's an official Nintendo game too.
Wow.
It's not a third party that just called it Wii Chess. It's an actual Nintendo game.
That is strange. Yeah, I'm looking it up now. It was a budget price title apparently. That's odd. Okay then. So, oh yeah, go on.
I'm actually not certain if Mii's are in that. I just assume because all the other Wii games have
has Wii in the name. It would make sense.
So
that's interesting. But yeah, it's so maybe not the first time this kind of thing has happened, but definitely a unique case. I don't really see myself buying this game because I'm neither really into RPGs or Mii's. Doesn't really seem like the combo for me, but hey, if there's people who are ultra passionate about Find Me, this might just be the package for you.
I only played Find Me for the hats.
Oh yeah, no, I love the hats. I forget what my current hat is. I think I have I don't know, but for a long time I had like the Epona hood thing. It was kind of strange. So that's it for the Direct. And no, well, aside from the Miitopia Direct, the only Nintendo event on the horizon is the January 12th Switch event. And so I would assume that with the holiday season approaching, I think that's the next event we should expect. I don't expect any Direct between then. If anything, maybe like a mini Direct right before Sun and Moon comes out, but I honestly doubt it. It seems like they're content just releasing their information via trailers. So yeah, it's a fun update. I mean, we haven't gotten to dig into it too much because, by the very nature of it being Animal Crossing, a lot of this stuff is a slow, day-by-day process. But hopefully we'll continue to provide stories of our adventures throughout the coming weeks. And so onto the Wii U front, things are looking less bright, with rumors from both Emily Rogers and Liam Robertson that Wii U production is ending soon. Their claims were followed up by Eurogamer reports that stated that production is ending this week, and that I think like the final orders had come in and like they were very low, and for some places it was even 0 or something like that. And the other interesting thing is Nintendo. I think it was Nintendo America, but I guess I don't know if they made a statement or if someone reached out to them, but they claimed that this was not the case and that Wii U production was not ending; it would continue into the future. And honestly, it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, they wouldn't just they can't just lie about that, can they? Like that would just be false advertising. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know because unless Wii U's all of a sudden sell out, because I don't think I've ever gone to a store and them not have a Wii U. So unless they sell out, I don't think anyone would ever call them on that.
Mm-hmm.
Or even I don't even think there would be any proof if they lied. Right.
Yeah, because they're still going to be on store shelves. Obviously there would be ways to if we could somehow get insider info from retailers or something like that, but it's not going to be a straightforward way of knowing, okay, how did this play out? So this is certainly, again, assuming it is true, which at this point it seems like it is because we have very reputable sources sort of agreeing here. It's, kind of the end of that era. And what's interesting is that production is ending before the Switch is even out. And, seeing as they're touting the Switch as a home console, that means 4 months without home consoles being, well, I guess the Switch technically is being produced.
Yeah.
So I didn't really consider that. But I kind of just destroyed my own argument there. The point is, it feels weird because typically what happens is the previous home console continues production for maybe at least a year into the life of the successor.
We're still making PS3s and 360s. Mm-hmm. I don't know about Wii's.
Didn't I think 360 production ended, right?
Did it?
I feel like I was watching a video and they mentioned that it did.
Maybe. I just even those I still see
Yeah.
frequently showing
And
up.
it definitely ended at least like a year or two after Xbox One production or after Xbox One launched.
Yeah.
So again, this is definitely not the norm. And obviously, we know it's because of the just the dismal sales and the outlook for the Wii U. As of I think a year and a half ago, like there was no saving it. So this is unfortunate, but at this point, it was kind of an expected outcome. I don't think anyone is surprised here. And I think, I mean, you know, obviously we can discuss the legacy of the Wii U more in future episodes and hopefully in some articles and videos and that kind of thing. But for now, you know, I guess on to the next era.
Hype.
And, you know, speaking of the next era, we have this is really just a tweet, but another reputable source, Laura Kate Dale on Twitter, she had reported about when the Switch was going to be announced, and it was announced just like she said in that initial 3-minute video. She also has a lot of reports about things like battery life and, you know, the role of the dock. And here she's saying that March 17th is currently planned for the Switch launch day in PAL, which I believe is like the European.
Yeah, that's Europe and Australia.
Okay. So March 17th and released worldwide in that same week, but not the same date on all regions. If I recall, March 17th is a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously March is the targeted month. We know that. And this seems reasonable, I guess. I mean, seems like...
I saw another tweet. I don't remember who it was, and I couldn't find it after, so it might not be legit, saying Japan is March 13th.
Oh, okay.
So that would be the Monday before that.
So it certainly wouldn't be a surprise if this were to release on a Friday. That is nothing new for Nintendo. I think it was a couple of years ago, or maybe more than a couple, but they switched to releasing all their software on Fridays after doing Sunday releases for a long time. And so it wouldn't be a surprise to see this. Now, the Wii U and 3DS were both Sundays, but again, hey, things change. You know, there's no rule that says they have to do it on a Sunday.
They could do it whenever they want.
Yeah. So, you know, this wouldn't be unprecedented. Seems reasonable. What this doesn't line up with, or at least maybe it doesn't. Do you remember a while ago, like there was the whole, well, I guess not a leak, but sort of like people dug into the code for I think it was like the Nintendo UK site and saw the Breath of the Wild amiibo release date. Was that March 4th? I forget what date that was. I think it was March 4th.
I think it was March 8th.
Oh, okay. But it was definitely early March.
Yeah.
Earlier than the 14th or 17th. So it doesn't quite line up with this, but obviously things like that can change. Like, by no means would the release date be set in stone.
Maybe Breath of the Wild's releasing before the Switch.
Yeah. That would be weird, awkward, because Nintendo did say that they were going to do a simultaneous release on Wii U and Switch.
Hey, just because you can't play it doesn't mean they can't launch.
Oh yeah, maybe they'll launch the game. It's like, well, you can buy it, but you can't use it yet.
Get Rex Scrubs. So you get for not buying a Wii U.
It would be funny to see like the difference in sales. Like I would imagine the Switch version would still sell so amazing, even if the Switch wasn't even out yet. So, I mean, there's not much to it. Like either she's right or she's wrong, and we're gonna find out in 2 months. You know, not much to go off there.
Also, before a lot of people complain that they're missing out on that March 10th, Mario, keep in mind Europe and everywhere pretty much except the US, including Canada, does it day month. So it's 10 Mar.
Yeah.
So that only works in the States, really.
Right.
There's probably some other countries that do it, but not any major ones that I know of.
It is so. I guess it is feasible that it could launch maybe that day in North America, or specifically like just Nintendo of American territories. Just again for that marketing opportunity, because that would be smart. That would be a smart way to market it for sure. And hey, that would technically be the same. Well, it wouldn't technically be the same week, but it would be a week out.
Yeah, it's 7 days before. Yeah. I think the Wii U launched like a week early in North America or something.
Yeah. So that certainly wouldn't be impossible, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. And last but not least, we have some new details arriving on the NES Classic, which launches November 11th. So that is next Friday. And just some things coming out because a lot of reviews and things have hit today. The main interesting thing I saw was that, and again, I guess maybe I should have assumed this, but if you use the Classic Controller or Classic Controller Pro on the NES Classic, the home button apparently functions as the reset button.
That's cool.
Yeah, so, some people were complaining like, oh, well, the reset button is the way you get to the home menu for games, so you have to get up. But the thing is, the cord's short, so you really don't have to get up. But what if you want to use an extension cord or a wireless controller? So this seems like the solution for people who are content, or rather, don't want to use a short cord. It seems like if you don't want to use a short cord, then the ultimate solution is to get an extension cord and use a classic controller, because you get to play from further away, and you have the game select button on your controller. So I thought that was an interesting tidbit. We also found out that it comes with if I recall correctly, a measly 300 platinum coins. It was either 300 or 600?
300.
Okay, that's pretty pathetic, frankly, because platinum coins get you small discounts on games, like 15 to 20% discounts, and you need a lot of them. Gold coins give you bigger discounts on bigger games. So it just doesn't match up, because if you download a $60 game, you'll get 60 gold coins. 60 gold coins inherently will get you bigger discounts than 300 platinum coins, but the NES Classic costs $60, so why are you getting less value, essentially? It just seems kind of weird.
I said on Twitter, but I almost feel like Nintendo's trying to kill my Nintendo for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Some have been speculating that the feature, or rather the service, like this first year has almost been kind of like a beta type deal, where hopefully with the Switch they can roll out more features and rewards and ways to earn points and that kind of thing. I want to remain hopefully optimistic and think that's the case, but just based off the track record so far, that almost seems hard to believe,
It would be cool if the Switch has like a achievement system, and then it's like the Xbox where there's points tied to it.
Exactly. And like obviously it wouldn't be many points. Like maybe if achievement is like somewhere from 2 to 5 like platinum coins, if there's a lot of achievements, that's gonna rack up,
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't know too much about how Xbox achievements work, but say if they do a PlayStation type system with bronze, silver, gold, platinum, have like bronze 1 point, silver 3,
platinum could be
gold
like
5, platinum,
or maybe
like
like
10, but
10 or 50.
yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, that would actually be interesting. I remember thinking about that a while ago. I mean, of course, one of their big initiatives for the Switch is going to be the integration of the Nintendo account. And so one of the biggest parts of the Nintendo account is My Nintendo. So let's hope they can deliver on that promise. We'll see how it goes. And that was really about it for the NES Classic. I just thought that thing with the controller and the home button was really interesting. Another piece is GameXplain tested the controller with a few games, including Smash Bros., Mario Maker, and the Wii U Virtual Console. They found that it works perfectly with Mario Maker and the Mario games on the Virtual Console. You just have to change the control configuration, which you can do for both games, as in the Virtual Console and Mario Maker. Smash Bros. Was interesting because when they tried to move, it was just taunting that was happening. What I don't know is whether in Smash Bros. Wii U you can assign the D-pad to movement.
No.
I don't think you can.
You can't change movement.
Okay. Then in that case, unfortunately, Smash Bros. Cannot be played.
I don't think it would be possible anyway.
Wait, you see, there's no way you have enough buttons.
Yeah, because you only have A, B, so like smash or your standard attack and your special attack. Right. Then
you could
do, I guess, select, but you need grab, shield. I guess you don't need the easy taunt or the easy smash button.
Right. Yeah. I think what if I were to play using that controller, I would make select shield, because shield, if you hold shield and press A, you'll do a grab. So that would probably be the most efficient method. But hey, it's impossible. You can't do it anyway. Even though you can play with the DK bongos.
Woo!
And you can also do Mario World, which obviously has more buttons, but you only need basically you can set A to jump and B to run, or you can set one of those to jump, one to run, and you can set the spin jump to select, which essentially gives you everything because the shorter buttons in that game only control like the camera left and right, which you really don't need. So it is feasible that you could play Mario World. And what if you could play? What if you could play Link to the? No, you couldn't do Link to the Past. I think that's too many buttons.
Yeah.
Super Metroid? I don't know.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to play Super Nintendo games with a NES controller.
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, it's cool. It's cool in theory, but maybe not in practice. You know, there are plenty of other controllers which work just fine for those games.
Yeah, because even if with Select, it's kind of awkward to hit it.
Right.
Absolutely. So, and like I own a Pro controller, the gamepad, assuming
and
I'm playing
those are
the Wii U.
Yeah, no, those are really comfortable. Why use in that case, why use the NES controller?
Yeah.
Obviously, I think it's cool for NES games, but really no reason to use it beyond that, and maybe Mario Maker as well. So that is it for news this week, and we had a pretty fun poll, and we've got another one which I think is pretty good. So I'll let Connor dive into that.
So last week we asked what your favorite final evolution of the Sun and Moon starters is, and Decidueye won with 49%. Primarina got 35%, and Incineroar got 16%. There were 45 votes. I think that's what we predicted when we gave this. I think we said Decidueye is going to win, Primarina is going to get second, and then Incineroar. I think I said, though, Incineroar was going to get destroyed. 16 isn't too much lower than 35. Like, yeah, it's not even half, but I thought he was like going to get single digits.
Yeah, no, it wasn't as bad as I thought either. I mean, I think a lot of people maybe warmed up to him after, like, I think a lot of people thought he looked better maybe in some of the official art than he did in the leak, as well as the sprites that were leaked from the demo. So I think some people warmed up to him. I think some people warmed up to, like, honestly, I feel like the only starter whose reception didn't go up was Decidueye. I forget it. Decidueye? Decidueye. Sorry. I feel like people already loved him to begin with, but I feel like love for Primarina and Incineroar definitely went up. So thank you guys for voting. I'm just glad, and I'm glad Pop Leo has had a little bit of a comeback. Team Pop Leo all day though.
Hype.
And so our poll for this week is going to be related to the Animal Crossing New Leaf update. We are asking, do you plan on selling your town to Nook? And so the options are going to be yes, no, or you don't play New Leaf. And I guess I would say that if you, even if you can't sell it yet because you're not high enough prestige or whatever, I would still say that's a vote for yes, probably. I guess it's more of a do you well, we just say do you plan on, so it's kind of like do you want to. So yes, no, or you don't play.
I guess if you already have, just say yes.
Right.
I mean, I guess we could add the option because we have enough room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It seems weird.
Right.
Maybe we'll add it.
Anyway, pluggies.
So I actually wrote something this week. I mean, last week, I don't know why people got confused. The Psyche K, it didn't end for some reason. Everyone said it was going to, but it didn't. So, yeah, that review didn't happen. But anyway, this week I wrote Summer 2016 was one of the most interesting seasons in recent anime. So, go read why I think that. And also go watch Izetta the Last Witch episode 5. That's a fall anime, not a summer anime, but it's still an interesting anime.
Right on. Neat. So now we just want to remind you guys that we have a Patreon page. And if you pledge at least $1 a month, that is as low as $1, folks, you get exclusive access to a number of things. First of all, you can be one of the only listeners for our monthly BlizzKick podcast, where we discuss various topics which aren't necessarily gaming related. As well, you also get early access to our podcast Scorpio, PlayStation Point, and of course yours truly, Nintendo Unleashed.
Hype.
And of course, that money, we don't have a huge base on there, but once that starts adding up, that can help us, continue to host our site and improve the quality of our content using better equipment. So that helps you get better quality content, and it helps you get it earlier. And, in some cases, exclusively. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you may be listening to this on. Be sure to share this video on Twitter or Facebook. Subscribe on iTunes if that's where you're listening, or on Google Play Music, and leave a rating. If you leave a review, we just may read it on the show. You can follow us on Twitter. Our site is at BlazeKickTweet. The podcast is at Nin Unleashed. I'm at Dashy007. I'm Connor.
I'm at 331.
And of course, last but not least, be sure to visit it at blazekick.com. That is the essential hub for all of our content, everything in one place.
Hype.
And with that, I think we're all good.
Dank.
So we will see you guys next week, and start fasting for that turkey.